go through Bruce Holdy's book and you look for the difference between white oak and red oak, white oak, like the flooring board, has larger cellulose pockets. Red oak has smaller cellulose pockets. And so there's an important difference. The early New England furniture is more primarily red oak.
Yes, right. But they did use white oak if it was available. But there's more red oak. And by the way, when you're cutting firewood, there's nothing easier than splitting oak. It's very straight grained, and if you cut it in pieces like that, and then you use an adze, it splits like butter, because the grain is so straight, and it also burns the best. So once the cabinet makers, the early joiners, we call them the turners and the joiners, they started using the oaks first. But then they started to realize, up in the central area of Massachusetts, around Deerfield, Hadley, Springfield, down up to Connecticut, probably almost as far south as north of Hartford, there was an area that grew what we call yellow pine. But most yellow pine grows down south, and we call it southern yellow pine. But there was a small group of it up in the northern area. And so when we hear of Hadley chests, which are, iconic objects of early cabinet making, they often are, the lids are usually, and the cases are usually the northern version of yellow pine, hard pine. This is what it is. It's indelible. They make stairs out of stair treads. You cannot wear this out, ever. It's like iron. It has a lot of resin. The question is why? It has a lot of resin in the wood, and it literally, you cannot wear this stuff out. And so this chest right over here, Kevin and I are going to lift it. And by the way, this is very heavy stuff because it's got so much resin in it. We're going to lift it up briefly, and we're going to show you a yellow pine lid and the whole box. And it's carved, and it was probably made, probably 1690. And so it's absolutely perfect. We know the history, you know everything about it, who made it, and who it was made for. All right, Kevin.
All right. And so, and actually, I'm going to go one step further with Arthur. So, HK is carved on the front are the initials of Haynes Kingsley, and he was the kinsman, family member related to Enos Kingsley, who was an early woodworker in Northampton, Massachusetts. And Enos Kingsley, or Haynes Kingsley, had died by 1675. So we know this chest was made by 1675, so it's really quite a bit earlier than 1690. And it's also known as a six-board chest, because the front board, the side boards, the top, the back, and the bottom, 6 boards, all single pieces of wood, and all made out of this yellow pine. And you can see the, I don't know if you can see the quality of the grain, but I always like to use this as an example in the shop of antiques as a contact sport. Come up and feel the grain on the outside of the top of the board. So put the top down and then just put it forward. And you can really see the tough, the hard edge of the grain. Okay. All right. And you can see how the grain has raised over all these years. And it also helps us date it, besides being able to date it through the owner of the chest, we know that this northern yellow pine, which grew right along the Connecticut River Valley, was essentially used up by 1700. So you're not going to find much pieces made out of it, especially of this size, after 1700. So that also helps date the early types. But this is one of the great survivors here in the shop. It's never been painted, it's never been cleaned, it's never been oiled. This is just the accumulation of age with patina. And so it really is an exceptional piece.
We've had a couple of types of wood that really don't grow much anymore. Chestnut is another example. There was a chestnut blight. But I think what happened with this is the early colonists, the joiners, the cabinet, that's what they wanted to make their furniture out of, and they performed genocide on it. They didn't believe in, replanting, clearing and replanting. So, but they're still down south. And we find that on southern furniture a lot. And that's one of the ways we know southern furniture, because it has a lot of southern pine, southern yellow pine. And, by the way, that chest is really heavy. So when you want, just come over later on and lift the lid, and you'll see how heavy this piece is. So, I was 6'5" when I started this